Hello and welcome to another episode of the BashTalk podcast. I'm here with Mr. Ghais Din, aka The Rapper, who is a well-known and well-renowned car rapping specialist based in Nelson, Lancashire, and he's actually gained himself quite a really good reputation amongst the rapping community. And I thought it'd be a good, opportunity to speak to him today and learn a bit about him. But guys, could you just give us a quick bit of info about yourself, please? Bit of intro.
Yeah, my name's Ghais Din. I'm known as G-Star because the company used to be called G-Star Raps, so now it's a rapper.
Yep.
And I've been doing this for 10 years. It's 10 years in May this year, so it's a big year for me.
Okay. Now, just to wind it back then, in terms of how long you've been doing it, you said 10 years. The question I've got for you then is, how did you get started? Like, where's the inspiration from? Because I
get a lot of customers asking me that.
Yeah.
What happened is, I was at university and I used to love working on cars, my own cars.
Okay.
And I was just having a look on YouTube about rapping.
Okay.
I just came up videos random, and I looked into it and I thought, you know what, I want to try this on my own car. I used to love trying new stuff on my on cars and sometimes my family cars, and that's how I learned. That's how I bought some material, tried it on my own car, and people loved it.
So who was your first customer then, 10 years ago?
First business customer.
Mm-hmm.
You know them, Ultimate Strength Jim.
Oh yeah.
Arun.
All right.
Yeah, I did his car. That's his first car.
Was
I was in St. Mary Street in Nelson.
So that's where it all began.
That's where it all began.
Was he a happy customer?
Yeah, he was. Yeah. He's a regular now.
No, that's good. So with so just for context, because there'll be some people that'll be watching this thinking like rapping, like what is it? Obviously, we both know what it is, but can you just give like a bit more information about what it is specifically?
It's designed mainly for brand new cars. It's an easy way of getting the color that you can't get from factory.
Okay.
So if you're bored of a color, you can just wrap it in any color you want. I normally say it's like a big sticker that you stick on the car. You just try to hide as much of the paint as you can.
It protects it as well.
It protects it too, yeah. That's why I say it's really good for brand new cars. So.
And then you must get my assumption is that it must be all young men coming to here, but I'm sure you've got a good broad range of customers, haven't you?
Yeah. I'll say about 80% are guys, but you do get women who come in and they love their cars too.
It's open to anyone, isn't it? If you want to customize your car. And so what's one of the most interesting projects you've ever done or worked on?
Interesting.
Because you've got quite a range, and obviously you've got your own YouTube channel and you put stuff there, but there must be a few that come to mind. Like it doesn't have to be just the one.
It's difficult. It's difficult. Even when you ask what's your favorite car that you worked on, it's difficult to choose. Most interesting. I've wrapped a boiler.
A boiler?
Yeah.
Okay.
They wanted the matching the fridge. Actually, I wrapped the fridge. Then they wanted the boiler matching the fridge. That's a bit weird. I've done a bath. So that was an interesting one. Just inside, just a little strip inside, and it actually came out right. It's like that racing stripe in the bath.
It's water. It is the same. It's waterproof, isn't it? So.
Yeah, but what else? It's just cars, really. Just all the different kind of cars.
Even we'll show a clip as we're going along the podcast, but we've got a big selection of cars. We've got GTRs, Honda NSX. There's a Rolls over there. Some of your old stuff as well. So, in terms of when you set your business up, so that was 10 years ago, and then that was you basically on your own in a unit, kind of just doing your own thing and trying to build up from there. But I'm guessing it's the same as many people's business journey. There were highs, there were lows, and could you like just describe that journey for us with the pitfalls? Because a lot of people listening, they're going to be interested in your business journey, and maybe they want to start their own business one day.
Yeah, when I was at university, I was working in Boundary Mill retail as a part-time job, and then when I left university, I was still there. The issue is people wanted experience. I had education and all the certificates, but no experience in the job. I was doing motor vehicle studies, so I was linked to cars.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do, and just retail. And I say I would see that, like, I'll be stuck in retail.
Yeah.
And just what can you do? There's nothing else you can do. And then that's when I looked on YouTube, doing my own research. I used to spend hours on YouTube watching videos of people wrapping cars, window tinting, anything about cars. I still do. And that's then the next issue was finding suppliers, getting contacts, networking. So what I did is I went on a forum, a sign making forum.
Yeah.
And somebody mentioned about this show that was happening in Birmingham, like a convention where all the brands are there from the sign companies.
Yeah.
And so I went over. That's where I found my suppliers. Then I thought, you know what, let's try it. So I did it on my own car first.
But did you have like, when you went to see those sign at that convention?
Yeah.
So did you go with the intention and like, did you have a lot of confidence? Be like, right, I'm going here, I'm going to chat to these guys. Or were you just like?
No confidence. I was a nobody there. The guys there, they knew everything about. It was mainly signs. It's a sign industry.
Yeah.
And even wrapping was still new. Even the sign companies, sign makers, they didn't really know about wrapping. The only thing they did was vans, stickers. And it was new, and I was there. I was nobody. No one knew me. I didn't even have a business idea. I just went to find out. Yeah.
But then, all right. So, without making it like an issue necessarily about race, but there is a little bit of a factor where there's one thing you're already a bit of an outsider anyway because you're not necessarily in the industry, and obviously we've got our background as well. You might feel like a bit like you might have to work a bit harder. But what did you do to kind of give yourself that confidence and say, you know what, I want something from you. I want your rap, and I want to do something with it.
To tell you the truth, it was difficult for me because I'm a shy person. I'm not even this is all new to me. Even though I make videos on YouTube, this is all like crazy for me. But I don't know what happened. I thought, you know what, I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna go.
You just
learn about
bit the bullet and you did it.
Yeah, I did it, and I loved it. I loved conventions, and I still try to go every year. I just went, but I found it difficult talking to people.
Yeah.
I really did find it difficult. But I was just watching people, watching the companies. They were doing demos, and I went. Even before I had this business, I had an idea of a business. I just went and learned about suppliers, the material. That's where I got all my contacts. Some of my suppliers are known, my sales reps from that show from years ago.
Right.
And I still see them every year at these shows. And that's where I got.
So this, I was casting back, like now it's a bit more common in the industry and more places have popped up, but you would have been one of the few people around here, if any, in this entire area.
There is one other one. He used to started like 5 years ago.
Yeah,
4 or 5
but about
years ago.
10 years ago,
10
you were
years
like,
ago, they were
you were on your own.
I was by myself. I didn't have anyone to talk to, so I didn't get any help from anyone. Even my parents were a bit like, who's gonna pay like $2,000 on a wrap in this area? It was difficult, but everything I did was online. I just learned everything online, forums, and I did it on my own car, wrapped my own car. It was an under Accord. I think my old school customers will remember that. I wrapped it in matte black, and it was very popular. Yeah.
Was it Type R?
Type S, yeah.
Oh yeah, I do remember that one. I do remember that. It was the 2.4 or something, wasn't it?
It was then wrapped in this pinky, purpley colour, and then it was wrapped in that camouflage.
Yeah, but the thing is, you kind of wrapped it in something that stands out, and then people are going to ask a question, like, oh, what's the situation? And actually, I do it myself, and then was one of your marketing strategies?
Uh,
Or was it just like, I'm just going to do it because I can?
it was like that, yeah. I just wanted to do it because I like to work on my own car, so my car looked different. I just did it on my own car. But at that time, I wanted to start something. Like I said, I was in the retail in Boundary Mill. I was going anyway. But I wanted to start something like that.
Okay.
I was looking at mechanical work.
Yeah.
My parents were against that. They say it's a dirty job. Yeah, you're going to be dirty. You're going to go home with your oil
all over you. Yeah, and then they say,
so that didn't work out.
Did you get the usual kind of lecture about, look, in winter it's really cold, you're going to be out there working? And
yeah.
But, all right. So you are where you are today, and without obviously you're a humble guy, but realistically, I'd say you've done really, really well. You're quite successful and well renowned. But what did you do to actually grow your business? Like, how have you actually got to a point where you are today?
I started out on Facebook.
Okay.
I just post of my own car, taking photos, close-up photos, and I posted it on Facebook, my own Facebook. It was a profile, not a page, business page. I think then you're allowed to do it. You were allowed to do that, but now you have to open a business page.
Business page, yeah.
Yeah, and then what I did is even at that time you were allowed to share your business on forums, on Facebook groups.
Yeah.
And I tagged a lot of the suppliers and tagged a lot of the local Facebook pages, buy and sell pages.
Yeah.
And that's when you were allowed to do that. Now they're a bit, the admins are a bit all over the place.
Yeah.
And that's where I got my customers from. A lot of my customers came from that.
Do you get a lot of repeat customers now as well?
Yeah. Facebook it's not that good now. It's not for businesses.
But I think now you're at a point that you're established anyway, aren't you? So
yeah.
You've
People
got
know me.
repeat customers. People know about you. And you've got Instagram as well.
Instagram is massive for me. Instagram was massive. Then Snapchat was weird because I didn't understand it. Even now, I don't really understand it.
Yeah.
And but I found out that I've had lots of followers on Snapchat, and I did use it a lot. Then I stopped. Then I just found out that there's still a lot of customers on there, and like fans who've been following me, and I've been getting it from there.
I'm really sorry. We just had some background noise there. We'll.
I think that's good.
You know what? I'm gonna have to leave that in.
You leave that in?
I'm gonna have to leave that in. Sorry. Anyway, go on.
Well, we're talking about
Snapchat.
Yeah. So I'm still trying to remember using Snapchat.
Yeah.
So
Sorry. This has to be an all-time classic moment. First time ever on the podcast. So if you're wondering what happened, just a bit of background noise because we're in a garage environment. The shutters are just moving a little bit, and it sounded like a gas leak. But yeah, no apologies for that. But yeah, so you've got all your social media box. But we've mainly been talking about the positives, and obviously you had the one, the kind of starting point where it was a bit, you had to overcome that bit where you had to build the relationships with your suppliers and stuff like that. But just as a learning experience for some of the viewers, could you tell me some of the difficulties you've had? Right? Because all business have some kind of difficulties you overcome, and then maybe what kind of approach you have to handling it.
First difficulty was when cars came in. They were I've never seen them in person before. They're very different to the normal cars.
Yeah.
Like saloons, and then you compare them to coupes, and then they're like the Nissans NSX. Very difficult cars. And then when those jobs came in, because I wasn't that experienced, it was difficult. I was sweating, and
did you feel pressure as well?
Yeah, at that time I didn't have a proper setup too, so I was doing it in the cold. It was hard work because first few years I was actually working too while I was running this business. And I was doing late nights, and that was hard. That was really hard.
So when did you make the jump? Now, what made you decide to make that jump from having full-time work and it being a part-time
Yeah.
to one day just waking up and saying, actually, I'm going to shift? Like, what's that driving for that decision?
I was looking at how much money I was making in the month. If I said to myself, if I was making more than what I was making at Boundary Mill retail, then I think it's time to leave. It's time to leave because there was only a certain amount of jobs I can do.
Yep.
Before the retail work job gets in the way. And at that point, I was like, you know what, I'm leaving. And actually, it was my dad who said, you know, I think it's time for you to leave the job and just concentrate 100% on the
because they're probably so like you would have been coming home tired every day and they'd be like, son.
My dad, like I said, they weren't sure about what was going to happen with this business. But then they seen how I carried on with it. And I was starting getting busier, people wanted jobs doing. And then that's when my dad came on board and he's helping, like with this unit, he's done all this. He's built everything in this unit. And he's always giving me ideas on what to do with the unit. And hopefully we're going to change it up soon. But yeah, they've helped me a lot.
Okay, because there'll be, I think there's a few people that come to mind to me, and I know for a fact they're going to be listening to this, where they do have like kind of part-time gigs, but they also have full-time jobs, and they're like annoying. And
it was one of the biggest things I did was leave that job because it was a decent job, and that's where my money was coming from. Yeah,
and plus it's that feeling when you know like you've got like a stable income. Whereas obviously with the nature of this business is you're kind of having to like
that's true.
Second guess, am I going to get somebody coming in next week? So yeah, it's a big decision. And I was going to ask you if you had any regrets, but I think the answer is obvious, isn't it? No regrets at this point.
No regrets. I think I was right now. I'm so many jobs are coming in now.
Yeah.
It's just crazy how a few years back I was always hoping that I was going to get a nice car coming, I remember once I went to my friend's house. This is the first year I opened business, first year 2012, and I saw an R8 outside, a white R8. I think it was on there for a wedding or something like that. Yeah. I took a photo of it. I don't normally take photos of cars because I always said if you want photos of a car, Google image it. Google search it and you can get a nice picture of a car.
Yeah.
And so I never took photos, but I took this photo, and I said to myself, you know what? When is the day it's gonna? When will I get a car like that in my unit and work on? And then I think it was about 5-6 years later, I had my first R8 come in. Then I've done about 3-4 of those now. Then Bentleys, Rolls Royces.
Yeah.
Iron car, the GTRs. It's crazy how things change. And then actually last year I bought a R8 for myself.
Oh, mashallah, congratulations.
Yeah, it's sold now. It's gone.
All right.
Kids. I had my fourth kid coming last year, so I had to sell it and I bought a family car.
But then at least you've gone from a point where you've looked at a car, you took a picture of it, and you thought, yeah, you know, lovely car, I might like to wrap it one day, but then you end up owning one of those.
Yeah.
That's good, man. So, business-wise, tell me what's next on your radar. Have you got any plans, anything on the pipeline?
Right now, I think I need someone else with me. My nephew's been coming over last few months now. He wants to learn, he wants to get into it, and he's enjoying it. He comes in, he's still at school, so he can't really do it full time yet.
Yeah.
But he's learning a lot, and I love to get him on board. But I need someone else now. I've been doing it by myself.
So how are you gonna? Because I get the impression looking at your work that you're a bit of a perfectionist. So you're gonna find it hard, aren't you? It's just hard. You got to make sure where you train is going to be like.
Imagine a sharp blade on a car like this one here.
Yeah.
Brand new cars.
Exactly.
Scratch and that's it. Gone.
So whoever your apprentices, they're going to be under a bit of pressure, aren't they?
Yeah. It's difficult. It's difficult to find people because I've been doing it myself for last 10 years. It's gonna be hard to hand it over to someone.
Yeah.
So
It's just that, it's that trust factor. So like, you're going to look at some young guys and they come through and you're like, has he got a steady enough hand not to scratch a car?
yeah, it's gonna be difficult. But I think I'm still. My next aim is to fix this place up. It just needs a refurb. So that's the next big thing.
So in terms of your workload, then what do you do? Like just, now we've got a car behind us now. Customer rolls in and says, wrap all this up. What's that like?
I say to customer it takes 6 to 7 days.
6-7 days. Yeah.
6-7 days to wrap it. It really takes about 3-4 days wrapping.
Yeah.
But you have to strip the car.
Yeah.
Also, you have to leave it overnight with the heating on, so everything's the same temperature.
Yeah.
And including the wrap itself. And then it takes about 3-4 days to wrap it. And then I like to leave it overnight, just let everything settle in. And then that's it. The job's done. So this car started on Thursday.
Yeah.
Friday is a day off for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then today I'm not done half the car. So inshallah tomorrow most of it should be done.
So which way is the color going? Is it going to the silver or is it going to the black?
Satin black.
Right.
The bonnet is being wrapped too. That's gloss black. That's the most popular color.
Like a satin black.
Satin black, yeah. It's a bit boring. I've done so many of them now.
So, is this the same shade you did for the Empire car? His
Empire car, that's not wrapped. That's sprayed.
All right. Yeah.
The guys are Encons, they don't know that.
Yeah, because it's like a matte kind of finish, wasn't it? Yeah. Nice.
Matte black. Yeah.
Well, you know what? We might have to get him on for a chat sometime. Actually,
Yeah.
he'll be a good person to chat to.
Yeah.
So, just to kind of start rounding things off, we've got information about your business journey, some of the the things you overcome, dealing with pressure, obstacles, and stuff like that. Are there any words that you want to share? Is there any information you want to impart or pass on to the viewers and listeners from yourself, really?
If you got an idea, go for it. You're gonna get people who are gonna say, "Oh, it's not gonna work," or "Are you sure you're gonna do that?" Just if you think it's gonna work, just get it done. You'll get haters whilst doing it.
Yeah.
I've had a few people who used me when I was starting out just for a cheap job. They wanted a cheap job. They came to me and they never come back.
Yeah.
They never come back.
That's one feeling that it really annoys you, because that they think, oh, he's new, I can take advantage, and then they'll
I've had these same people come back to me asking for prizes and giving prizes, and then they say, oh, there's a company down the road, we're doing it for this price, and you're not going to make it. I've had people say that to me. So I said, okay, if they're cheaper, go try them out if you want to. And that's how I always said when people said stuff like that to me, I'm like, okay, fair enough. Just, you go do your own thing. I'll just carry on with my own.
Plus, you know your value, don't you?
Yeah. And now these people don't come back to me.
Yeah, it's worked out better for you. You know your value. You're not gonna. It's one thing like to charge an extortionate price, which you don't do, because you know your value and you're not prepared to just come drop. Because if you keep dropping, you're just gonna get walked all over.
And another thing is, I do look after my customers, especially my returning customers. I do look after them a lot, and I think they appreciate it too. So, and I get a lot of people come to me telling me that how much they trust me with their cars.
That's good.
So if they say that to me, I'm happy with that.
And that's why your next apprentice is going to be
this guy's
going to be under a magnifying glass, isn't it?
That's another thing, because customers they all give me these expensive cars, and it's when you think about it, where I'm located, you don't see these kind of cars around this area.
Yeah.
The only reason why they know that I'm working on a car, they know that the car's secured.
Yeah.
And the area is they don't like these companies who put too much stuff online.
Yeah.
The location. I don't normally share the location of cars, but with cars I normally wrap them, take photos, and then the photos go online a few months later. And this is what customers love that, because they know you looking after their cars. So,
yeah, again, yeah. I mean, this topic that we're going to go to has come up on a few of my previous episodes, but it's kind of one of the pitfalls of the social media aspect, isn't it? Where if you share too much, people know too much, and there's not everybody's nice out there. So
yeah, and customers notice that, even customers.
Yeah.
But they trust me with their cars, which is good. It's so.
That's good. So, thank you for obviously those words. There's a lot of business lessons and gems in there as well, and also thanks a lot for taking your busy time out. You've been working on this all day, and then I've just turned up with all this gear and stuff. So, appreciate you doing that, guys. And then the only other thing I was going to say is, just apologies for the sound today. I made a slight error with my technical setup, and there is a little bit of rustling in the background. It's one of the shutters, but you should still be able to hear us fine. I'll tweak the sound, and there might be a gas leak sound you might hear in a bit as well. Well, that's fine. Yeah, so just tune in, keep subscribing, and see you in the next episode. Peace out.